This series examines the New York World Trade Center. We turn now to the morning of September 11, 2001, a day that began normally in Lower Manhattan but became among the most devastating in modern history. This focuses on the site, the towers, adjacent buildings, and why they fell. It's a story of engineering at its limit, of destruction, and a changed skyline. On that morning, the World Trade Center complex was active. Commuters left trains into the concourse. Stands sold coffee, workers rode escalators up. Outside, sun lit the tower's striped faces. Tourists queued for the deck. High in the North Tower, staff readied windows on the world. A clear blue Tuesday. Normal. Then change. At 8:46 a.m., a plane hit the North Tower. From below, it was confusion. Many first thought it a small aircraft. An accident? History existed. A B-25 hit the Empire State in 1945, killing 14, but the tower stood. So as smoke poured out, people stared up. Office folks inside evacuated. Not panic, but confusion. Alarms sounded. Calls were made. No one then imagined collapse possible. 17 minutes later, 9:03 a.m., a second plane. United 175. It banked, hitting the South Tower, floors 77 to 85. This time, with the world watching live, feelings shifted. Not accident. Instantly, fire and debris erupted, a terrifying sight. Streets saw panic spread, crowds ran, others stood frozen. Sirens filled Manhattan as fire trucks and ambulances came. Inside, chaos grew. Those below impacts kept leaving, step by step downstairs. Some were told to stay at desks, that buildings were safe. Most luckily ignored this, walking down. But above the zones, thousands were trapped. Stairs cut, elevators gone, halls smoky. From ground, people saw figures at windows that didn't open. So they smashed them with chairs, desks, desperate for air. They waved shirts for help. Some went up, climbing flights, hoping for roof, only to find doors locked. And even if not, rescue by helicopter was impossible. Smoke, flame, and heat updrafts were too dangerous. That hope faded. News anchors, recently speaking of accident, now struggled. The towers burned on global TV, firefighters climbing stairs to reach trapped workers. And yet, almost no one thought the towers could fall. Then, cameras on the structures, people noticed something. Unclear at first? Debris? One by one, people jumped. Heat and smoke were too much. Exits gone. For those above, no way out. So they took the only exit from their hell. Witnesses saw them fall against the facade's stripes. So shocking that cameras turned away, but on the streets it was unavoidable. A terrible sign rescue was too late. Ground level, firefighters pressed in. Thousands were out, but thousands remained inside, moving downstairs slowly, radios with spotty information. No full picture existed. Fires had raged over an hour. Black smoke poured into blue sky, seen for miles. Copters circled far off reporting, but could do little. Recall, the Twin Towers' facades were structural. Those huge holes were not just surface wounds. They had severe damage. Then, 9:59 a.m., the unthinkable. The South Tower fell. Suddenly, top floors fell, crashing down onto lower levels. The hurt frame held no more. Each floor hit the next, collapse cascading down. In under 12 seconds, 110 stories fell into a rising dust cloud. People screamed, ran. Some stood still as streets vanished in smoke. Dust settling, the South Tower was gone. People staggered in ash-covered streets turned to night. Survivors ran north, over bridges, away from the cloud that ate Manhattan. And still, many believed the North Tower would stand. It was hit first, and it stood. It did for almost another half hour. But then, 10:28 a.m., it happened again. The North Tower collapsed. The antenna tilted, top floors gave, and in seconds, the building came down floor by floor into the churning cloud. The Twin Towers, New York symbols for 30 years, were gone. Destruction continued. Around them, much of the trade center was destroyed. The Marriott Hotel was crushed. Buildings 5 and 6 were ruins. Later, 5:20 p.m., Building 7, a 47-story tower north, fell after hours burning. What remained was devastation, a gaping wound of rubble, fire, dust, where the tallest towers stood. Now, why they fell. When planes struck, damage was instant and catastrophic. Impacts tore perimeter columns, went through open floors, cut core supports. But towers had redundancy. They could lose columns and stand. And a while they did. Real danger was the fires. A normal high-rise fire might be on 1 or 2 floors, letting sprinklers and firefighters contain it. But here, jet fuel was an accelerant, igniting paper, furniture, carpet across many floors at once. The fireproofing for the steel was blasted off by impact, leaving structure bare. This meant fires didn't need to melt steel, only heat it enough, about 600 Celsius, to weaken it. The floor trusses, long, light steel spans from walls to core, began to sag under heat. And as they failed, they pulled exterior columns inward, weakening it further. Once damaged floors failed, the top sections dropped. And when that happened, weight was huge. Each falling floor hit the next, adding load, collapse a chain reaction unstoppable. Floor after floor gave way fast, so it wasn't just explosion, or only fires, or just damaged structure. It was all, with gravity, in a way designers never expected, that brought them down. By evening, September 11th, New York's skyline was changed forever. The Twin Towers were gone, and with them, thousands of lives. In total, 2,977 people died that day. Office workers, airline people, crew, firefighters, police, first responders who ran toward danger. The World Trade Center was ruins, smoke, twisted steel, debris mountains. For weeks, fire smoldered in wreckage. Debris removal and clearing the site, now called Ground Zero, took 8 months. A place of grief and shock and questions. Could Manhattan recover? Build here again? And if so, what? These questions would shape the site's next history. Subscribe to Rootvolutionary for more.